Hi friends and family, welcome to You Plug. Welcome to the plug that keeps you plugged in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for choosing our channel. Thank you for choosing You Plug as your channel of choice, as your relationship content channel, as your preferred relationship content channel. We really do appreciate that. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so that when we upload, you will be notified. Thank you for the returning subscribers, and please, if you have not, as we have requested, subscribe, invite other people to rally around. We are doing it here at YouPlug, exclusive content and authentic as well. So thank you very much for tuning in. And if you happen not to know this guy, nagi opa wakara malegana gumnar nom sudo kata fasa washa dro kata gas gingidan kama sul gamla tuturusa gigoble wer tabatro maru mutul ko maliswani buda komu utwara You Plug us. Yes. And I am here.
I like this friend. For you, my friend. You look alive now.
As always.
I love it for you.
As always, man. As always.
You look revived, man.
Through and through.
This is a comeback.
There's no comeback. It's just been. I'm always like this. Ask You Pluggers. They know me.
For context, make sure you check the previous episode just to see the difference. But anyway, this is the coldest episode that we've had this season.
Man,
so
and my hairstyle is not even helping.
So please do grab your cup of coffee and enjoy this episode. But without further ado, I am Mac. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm a child of the Most High God, blessed and highly favored, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a nation belonging to God, to declare the praises of Him who has called me out of darkness into the beautiful world of relationships.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes, we're at it, Mac.
We're at it.
We're at it. Don't worry about Mac's shades. I don't know what he's talking about. Whatever it is, Mac. Thank you for the shades and for keeping you pluggers suspicious, for helping them to be more suspicious. But friends, we are at it. We talk relationships at You Plug, and we have started a conversation on best relationship advices from relationship counselors that will help you sustain a healthy and successful relationship. We always look at those here at You Plug, and we always, most of those things are not given from a Christian perspective. We will look at them and we will
dissect.
We will dissect and we will
interrogate.
We will yes, and we will give our own opinion on that. And this conversation started from this article from Women's Health magazine. So we are continuing that. Please make sure to check last week's episode. So this is a continuation on more points on how to sustain a healthy relationship. Mac, we're at it.
We're at it.
What is the first one as we continue?
The first one as we continue says that we should avoid shooting. Shooting.
What is that?
So this part is no, basically the expectations that we have in relationships, right? So they avoid the counselors are advising that you don't communicate your expectations as shoulds. So don't say to your partner, you should have done the dishes, or you should do the dishes, but instead express it as a wish that I wish you could do this because it would help me take the load off my shoulders. I wish you could take out the bin. I wish you could call. I'd love it, or you could communicate it as I would love it if you call me more often. Not you should call me.
More often. I like that. I like that because it eliminates defense. Because most of the time when you say you should, people are tempted to defend themselves because the ego will step in. But if I communicate it from where I am at and not imposing it on to you and communicate as you are suggesting, Mac, that I would love it if you, or I wish you would, because that's my personal wish. I'm not even if there's a difference between saying you are so lazy. All you are doing is to sit around. You are not doing anything. You are not, I mean, for those who are married and are staying together, you are lazy. You are not cooking. You are not doing this. You are not doing this. There's a different. You can communicate the same message, but it will land differently. If you say, for example, a person is lazy, is not because that's the word you to define their action.
Sure.
They are lazy. They are not helping. They are not helping. They are not doing this. They are not doing that. You can communicate the message of wanting them to participate without attacking the ego. Because one of our counselors, our marriage counselor, says, when ego is under attack, it calls for backup.
Sure.
So instead of saying you should, I would love it if you help me more often with the dishes, with this. It's a different way. You're communicating the same thing, because then again, while we're still talking on that, Mac, we spoke out of this conversation with Rev Errol on when you communicate, you should look for two things: intent and impact.
Not you should. I wish you could look for two things.
Cut. You are disturbing my trail of thoughts here. Okay, Mac. Two things, Mac. Intent and impact.
Okay.
What is the intention of this communication? What is the impact of this communication? How is it landing on the other side of the thing? So I really like that. Stop shielding people. You should. And because then that's not effective communication. If you communicate effectively and you want to get someone to participate in what you are inviting them to, let them know your wish.
Yeah, and I think also shooting is it closes off conversation that you should do this. Then okay, but if you say I wish, then we can negotiate around that. Because should is kind of imposing an expectation. It presents as an objective that's what everyone does. Why are you not doing that? But the reality may be that in your relationship dynamics, it may not necessarily play out the same way as other people's relationships. Your wife or your partner was saying, as a man, you should be taking out the bin. You should be paying for the bill. You should. But I don't want to be subjected to what society is projecting. About men. Not everything about it is good and is healthy for our relationship. So rather say, I wish you could pay for our dates. I wish you could provide an allowance.
I wish you could take me out. It will land on the other side. I wish you could take me out more often. I wish you could talk gently with me. That's different than you should stop. You are communicating the same message, but the art of communication, I think it's important. Of course, you are not trying to always tiptoeing around issues and protecting people's egos, but I'm saying all we are saying is, if you like to build a healthy relationship and you want to communicate effectively, you should stop shielding. Just communicate it from where you are standing and not from other person, because the other person is not you. It's like, if I was you, I would. If I was you, I would. No, you are not that person. So just cultivate fertile ground for effective communication. At the end of the day, it's not about play. It's not play. Don't play the man. Play the ball.
Sure.
Let's and it's always effective to communicate from where you're standing. Next one, Mac.
So tell your people, or not even tell, but practice it yourself to the next partner, and explain your wish. Don't now attack them and say you are not supposed to say you should. You must just say wish.
Yes.
Present it and show them how it's done, because you are
unless if it's a maths problem. You should when you solve X, you should. These are the steps of solving X, unless if that's what you are dealing with. But if you are dealing with human emotions and situations, at least we should alter our language for effective communication. I like the second one, Mick. The second one says you must shut up and listen. That's number 2. If you want to cultivate, you need to shut up and listen. and I mean that's a challenging one. You know, I had to learn that. Generally, I'm a person who speaks a lot.
Okay.
You know,
Sorry.
and so before I was aware of this, you know, I would talk a lot, and when someone talks, I will be searching for answers to respond to them, and not to just keep quiet and listen to them and what they are saying, and when listening comes with words of affirmations. I see, I hear you, I understand. Don't just every time. Okay, you see, I hear you, ne? But you know, you should really listen, and you should know that words represent emotions most of the time. So you should really consider just to shut up and listen to the next person, and not listen for response. Sometimes you need to listen and not give answers.
Yeah.
Just say, "Oh, I hear you."
Yeah. To what extent, and by that I guess I'm trying to. When do you interject? If your views are not being represented by the next person.
I think that's a necessary question. So
because sometimes when you interject, it's because this is not going the path that you were intending for it to go, or your views are not being expressed in a true manner by the other person.
True. Again, I mean, I think for me it could be two ways. It depends on the context of the conversation. Is it an argument? By argument, I mean exchange of views, or is it someone communicating how they feel?
Okay.
Those probably those will be treated differently. With it, if it's a healthy argument where we bring our views across, you listen and you respond. Because the environment provides that space. But if it's a space where a person communicates their wish, just listen.
Okay.
Yeah, just listen. And also, I mean, like I said, it depends on the context. Sometimes your views it's misrepresented, or your position is misrepresented. But at least wait for the next person to finish what they're saying.
Okay.
Don't just interject and what. When if it's two people who are emotionally healthy, you know, you wait for someone else to finish. Those things that you have noted that misrepresented your views, you can point them out. Again, it depends on the environment. If it's a debate, and by debate I mean a healthy conversation of exchanging views, or if someone who's really saying, you know what, this is how I feel, you should just listen.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the writer continues to propose is that listening is not just, you know, keeping quiet.
Yeah.
Because you may be quiet in the moment,
you may be ignorant in keeping quiet.
but you are preparing
thoughts.
an argument. You are preparing a counter because you have
battle.
grabbed that one point and you're missing everything
else.
that they're saying, and you are leveraging on this one.
Exactly. So the one that misrepresents your views, you're just holding on like this big the whole time. Okay, let's go back to the conversation. You started by saying, you know, then you missed the rest of the things, because even that point may misrepresent your views, but the rest may be true.
Sure.
So, but because you are in a defense mode, you know, you just hold on to that one and say, I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting. You want to bring that point, I'm waiting. You know, and then
you
when
know
that
one has got a drop mic.
Exactly. And then you wait for them to finish. Okay, this one you are wrong. You are wrong with this one. You are very wrong with this one. And then you start to explain on that one point. You missed everything. So you really need to pause and listen without being egocentric, you know, and being self-centered. You know, you need to really shut up and just Just listen. Even if one thing does not represent your views, but listen to the rest of the things. Listen to everything, and affirm what is true in that space. I agree with you on this one. I fully agree on this one. I am sorry on this one. I am sorry on that one. I feel I feel I'm misrepresented on this one.
Sure.
Not you misrepresent. Again, communicate from where you are, from how you feel. I think that will be much better. Conversation is likely to end in a better space than just saying, okay, that's your opinion, this is my opinion, then we go our separate ways without answers.
I totally agree, and I think we talked about, I don't know if we talked about it just outside of U-Plug or here, but one thing that liberated me was that I thought that when I'm with my partner, with my wife, and we're exchanging or we're in an argument, one perspective that liberated me is that when we walk out of that argument, there's no winner and loser.
Yeah.
So we don't go into it like a match that now we're going to see who's going to win. Because if one loses, we all lose.
Yes.
If one loses,
everyone is a
all
loser,
lose,
because again, this is a unit. This is a relationship. It's not necessarily a debate platform. Where one person needs to win. Again, it boils down back. Make your views. It also boils down to don't tackle the man. Tackle the ball. What is the problem? What are we addressing? And then when we leave the space, then we need to ask ourselves: have we resolved that, or have we caused even more mess and put more dust onto it in a way that it will be difficult to Morning, Albert. How are you? Thank you. It is what it is. We are recording. We're having people passing around. That's that.
I think just that I also wanted to say, because if your partner loses and if you win, you're going to feel it.
Yes.
Although you've won, but you're going to feel the effect of your partner losing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will feel it.
If you're in marriage,
you will feel it. You will feel it. So when we enter into arguments, let's have the wisdom to discern the kind of argument. Is it a debate that wants us to exchange views until we find a more refined view to represent what we are trying to achieve as a couple, or is it something? Am I communicating where I am at as a person and how I am experiencing you? And be okay with responding and not responding sometimes.
No, that's good.
Yeah. Last one, Mac.
The last one says, look for opportunities to say thank you.
For sincere thank yous.
Yeah. Sincerely.
I think that's an important one, because if you being intentional about that. We see what we want to see generally in a relationship. We see what we want to see.
Sure.
And if we are intentional about looking for opportunities, you know what? Thank you for the food today. Thank you for the call. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for going and buying this for me. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for the just look for those opportunities to give a compliment sincerely and thank a person. That cultivate a very healthy environment and an environment of closeness, of someone feeling where they are being seen, they are being noticed, their efforts are being recognized and are being realized. I think for me I think that's really important. Don't always look for bad things, for arguments and for all the bad stuff that a person does. Just pause and look at this person and how they relate to you. Can't you really find one good thing to appreciate them for?
In a day.
Just one. At least find something. Oh, thank you for this. Thank you for that. That builds a very healthy, and it needs to be a norm. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with this one. I think it's a good advice in that. Thank you. If you've sincerely said thank you, you know that it's a very humbling thing to do. It's a very humbling moment, in that you are acknowledging that this is something I couldn't have done or I was incapable of doing.
Yeah. Or I didn't have time to do
I did,
it.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
whatever.
And this person has really helped you in a way to achieve a task or whatever. So it shows that in isolation that you are not able to. And I think as human beings it's that egocentric part of us likes us to think that we have got this all together.
We've got
the more
things
that you
under
can
control.
do, the more things that you can do on your own, the more you can flourish on your own. It shows how superior superior you are. So saying thank you, it really humbles you and goes against this egocentric nature of yours. And I think it's important even for the other person and both for yourself to recognize that you are not as amazing as you think you are. And for the next person to also see that and acknowledge how important they are in your life. And I think it cultivates a good and a healthy relationship,
and a loving space.
Not for just obvious thank yous, but looking for opportunities
intentionally.
And
you have to sit down and scan. Just as you scan chaos, you have to sit down and scan and see. Intentionally look for things that someone has done at your best interest. Look for those things intentionally. It's convenient not to see those things sometimes. But we have to be intentional. If we are intentional about building these healthy relationships, then we have to be intentional about looking for the good, about looking for compliments, moments to compliment each other in a relationship sincerely. Not you look good, you look good too. Those are good, but they are obvious ones, and it's good to do that, but be intentional about looking for other stuff as well to thank this person and to make them feel appreciated, because that goes a long way.
No, this reference just escaped my mind, but the New Testament writer says, in all things
give thanks.
Oh
yes. In all
things give thanks. That also cultivates our relationship even with God when we look for opportunities. Just to say
thank you.
Just to say thank you, because usually when we pray, when we go into our time with God, we're bringing requests. We're always in need. We're always in need. And we tend to miss the very things that essence of what God does for us.
Going back to that egocentric, when you are still talking about that, we always look for things that we want, that benefits us. But as you have rightfully said, thank you goes against that norm. Thank you says I need to look outside myself and see the effort that the next person is making to make this relationship work, to make me comfortable in this relationship. And you need to intentionally say thank you. Danko, siyabonga. So thank you,
you pluggers,
for tuning in, for setting your time aside, for engaging us in this. Thank you.
I wish you could do this more often, you pluggers. It makes us happy that you subscribe, you take your time. It means a lot for us.
And you comment, yes. We really appreciate.
So it was, what was it? It was shooting.
Shut up and listen.
So thank you for listening.
Yes.
Thank you for listening and taking your time. And want to say,
and using your data and your resources to engage our content. We really do appreciate. We don't take that light. We don't take that for granted. We say it jokingly, but we really do appreciate that. So please spread the message of love. Invite other people to rally around this content as we talk, as we build a healthy and godly relationship. So if you have any view that opposes the ones that we have just shared here, we would love to learn from your views as well, because it takes a community. So please share your views. If you do not agree, if you agree, share your views. Invite other people to rally around this content, and let's have this healthy relationship conversations. Hopefully your relationships are being built, your worldviews are being challenged and being changed and being improved, and that you are not the same person again as we continue to engage with one another. We really appreciate you. From the two of us, remain plugged. Ciao.